welcome to the Black Business Podcast. My name is John. I'm with my co-host once again, Marcus. How you doing, man?
I'm doing real good.
Real good?
Got a positive mindset going now.
Oh, now?
Yeah, now.
Oh, shoot. I don't even want to know.
Before it was up and down. Now it's all positive. I'm straight up.
Hey, man, you have to give me the facts. Let me know what's going on so I can change my mindset.
I got you.
All right, cool. We'll talk about that on another episode. But today, we got to talk about Simply Wholesome.
Simply Wholesome, 4508 West Slauson Ave, Los Angeles, California, 90043. Website, simplywholesome.com. They're open Sunday through Saturday. They open at 9 a.m. every day. On Sunday, they close at 7 p.m. and the other days, they close at 9 p.m. Yeah. They also run a breakfast. And breakfast is from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Monday through Saturday. On Sunday, they extend it until 3 p.m.
Okay.
That's it.
All right. That's it. Simply Wholesome. And on Slauson Avenue. So if you're familiar with Los Angeles, Slauson, hood adjacent, I'd say.
It's around there.
It's around there.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we pulled up and was surprised that they had a parking lot.
A big lot. Plenty of space.
Yeah. Like I just pulled right in.
Yeah. Granted, we come in the middle of the day, but still.
I know, right?
But while we were there, it started getting kind of full. People coming in.
It did.
Yeah, so
we got there right in time.
It doesn't matter. It get packed regardless, apparently, especially for lunch.
Yeah. So, I appreciated the business like this because, we don't have a lot of grocery stores. And I know this wasn't a full-on grocery store, but it had a nice balance of health food and a few other items that you can get, non-food items. And the restaurant side too. So it's pretty unique.
Yes. I also like that. I was glad you popped this up for us. A place where you can go and buy health food, Black-owned business. Like that. That store had a lot of stuff in the store. I don't know how to explain the random assortment. It was kind of a random assortment.
Yeah, it was all over. Like you couldn't, like aisle 8 wasn't just like canned foods, or aisle 9 wasn't just like toiletries. It was just whatever they could put on the shelf was on the shelf, because some of it was just Black-owned products, and some of it was just health, nutrition. Yeah, so they had to do what they had to do. So I appreciate it. You definitely have to walk down every aisle because what you may be looking for may not be where you think it's going to be. But it was organized pretty well for the most part.
If you want waffles, you can get waffles. If you want fresh juice, if you want health pills,
hey,
you're almost at that age.
Your beef pollen, well, they had all the nutrients up in there. So
and they had incense.
And they did. And the incense stands, which I mentioned I need to get one of those too.
Oh yeah. What was it? A natural. Well, how does the incense fit in? So I don't use incense. How does that fit into the natural health store vibe of it?
Yeah, it's like part like vibe, and then the other half there is like some chemical like in there that like removes bacteria from the air too.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's not just like smoke burning in the air. It's actually like they have scents for them, so you're not just smelling like burnt, paper or whatever the material is.
Okay.
So yeah, so I burn a few. Just make sure you have a window open. That's very important to know when you're burning incense. Have some type of window.
I didn't even know that, John. You taught me 2 things today. Look at you.
Well, there you go. So I'm kind of incense fan myself. Like I said, whenever you go, I lived in Atlanta for 10 years. I know New York has a big island population too. But when you're ever in like urban areas, if you go deep enough, you're gonna find some businesses with some incense burning. That's for fact. So
okay, they were burning while we were there too, weren't
they? They were you gonna buy incense today. If you don't, you getting some of this energy.
You saying island because they describe themselves as a health food store with a Caribbean spin.
Oh, see?
So yeah, there you go.
That's it. Wow, that's why they got the incense. So yeah, so of course it, appeal, looking at it, very welcoming. Like I said, you come up, you park. We walked around the block by accident. We didn't have to do that, but we kind of, walked the Slauson side first and then made a right up that side street. And we came to the front entrance and went in through the grocery side. And they even had a book section, like they were selling, I guess they were probably used books.
Yeah.
They may have been used, but, a wide variety of items in there. So
And we went in and we walked around the store. You can see that whole video, obviously,
Mm-hmm.
in the first person view. And then we went and we got something to eat
Yup.
because that's what we actually came for.
That's what we do. So yeah, you all make sure you go to YouTube and check out the Black Business Podcast. You can see the entire experience. So if you are just listening to this on Spotify or wherever you stream your podcast, make sure you tune into YouTube as well. But yeah, we got hungry and we had to check out the food section, and it was popping over there. That's where most of the people were grubbing.
They got a pretty good menu, man. It's a pretty big menu. We didn't know it until after we ordered and we started paying more attention. There's no beef or pork on the menu.
Yeah, and I didn't even think about it for the first like 15 minutes.
Right.
I was just like, oh, tacos, burgers, all things that I would think they would have, like, carne asada or just, beef burger for. No beef.
Meat pies.
Right, meat pies. I'm like, they gotta have beef for meat pies.
Did not notice it until after we already ordered and sat down. There's no beef or pork. They are serious about the health spin.
Yeah. So and it's kind of, I guess it depends on how you look at it. Some people think that red meat is detrimental to your health.
That's it.
I
think that's what it was. Right?
That's what it is. So yeah. So we got a menu. It didn't take long. The line wasn't too long when we got there. Had a full menu. Like I said, that has some drinks, different smoothie types that you can order. For the food side, they had like burritos, tacos, like I said, burgers and sandwiches, and of course we mentioned meat pies, Jamaican meat patties, and what else they have on there?
Oh, everything.
Everything.
They had the breakfast menu. Of course, we were a little late for that, but they had the omelets and such for the breakfast, and they had a lot of stuff. They had a bunch of vegetarian options. That they mark out on the menu. They also had a few vegan options they mark on the menu. Plenty of tofu, black bean burgers, lentil burgers. They just everything across a wide variety for you to enjoy. And like you said, we didn't wait that long. It actually was a lot faster than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
But there were some warnings on the menu that said if you order this, you're going to be waiting 45 minutes. So they put it right on the menu just so you know.
Yep. So, hey, you're going to be sitting about 30 to 45 minutes if you order this.
So. You go into that deep Caribbean menu, you're going to be waiting.
Yeah.
Just so you know, you're prepared. They tell you on the menu.
Yeah, we got to call Unc up here. He got to make the food. Take him about a good 10 minutes to get here. And then he got to wash his hands and throw his apron on. So that's 15, 20 minutes right there. So I see what they was doing.
It's like they halfway do your stew, and then when you order, they finish the stewing. So you gotta wait that whole 45 minutes for it to get that full tenderness.
Yeah.
Something we did not know on the menu. You have to pay for flavor on your chicken. Did you remember?
Yeah. I realized that when I ordered the chicken. Well, I guess we'll talk about what we ordered. I had a chicken sandwich and a side of a fruit cup.
Listen to the way he said a fruit cup.
So you ever go to the grocery store and you go down like aisle 8 and you pick up the little cups of fruit made by like Del Monte or Dole or something like that, and it's like a little cup with some high fructose corn syrup in it and some cherries and some mandarin oranges, and that's basically what I had. That's basically what I'm telling you. They gave me a side of a fruit cup, and I'm thinking I'm gonna have like some fresh blueberries, strawberries, and some pineapples.
You wanted papaya.
Oh, I did.
When we were in the health store, you saw they were selling half gallons. Papaya juice.
And it was a Caribbean base, so I know it's gonna be some fire papaya and guava, and they didn't have it. They didn't have it.
Did you finish the cup?
No.
What was in? Did you open it back up after we left?
I did.
What was in there? Because all I remember is that piece of orange and coconut shavings.
You are correct, Marcus. No, one thing that you're missing was pineapples. So it did have pineapples, oranges, and coconut shavings. I took one bite, man. I closed the top and I threw it in the trash. That's what I did. That's what I did, man. So guys, if they're giving you an option for sides, they had chips, they had macaroni salad and fruit cup. I thought I was being healthy, and I guess I was, and I did the wrong thing.
You say get the chips next time.
Get the chips. You know what you're getting. It's chips. You can't go wrong with chips.
Oh man! But you had a fried chicken sandwich, but they charge you extra.
Yeah. Back to the subject. So yeah, they charge you for the seasoning. So I had a breaded chicken sandwich, and it was like $9.99 for the chicken sandwich. And then I noticed there was $1 for breading. I was like, "Ooh, interesting." So they charge for whatever they put on your chicken.
Yes, if you don't get the basic grilled chicken, they upcharge you. Because I got a meal and she said, "How would you like your chicken?" I said, "Blackened." There was $1 upcharge for the blackened seasoning.
You got to pay for that black
So salt and pepper on your chicken is free,
salt and pepper.
but anything above that is going to cost you extra.
But ain't blacking it just like cooking it extra long?
That's just the seasoning. They just put some more Caribbean seasoning on it.
Man,
That's all it is. It's more salt and pepper.
oh my goodness!
It's like extra $1.
What else? So what else did you have?
Okay, I had what they call the Wednesday special. It came with your choice of protein. I chose chicken, blackened, like I said, and then for the sides they give you the candied yams, give you the greens,
those look good,
and
by the
they
way.
give you macaroni and cheese. Okay.
Oh, you said macaroni and cheese.
That's what it. When we do macaroni and cheese. Anytime it's macaroni and cheese on the menu, we go after the mac and cheese.
We gotta do
have
it.
to do it. We have to. So when I saw it, I said I have to do it. You know,
had to.
it was a mistake.
It was
I was wrong. I shouldn't have did it.
You should.
John,
you can't go to the health food store and get the mac and cheese.
I'm like, John. Okay, the yams were perfectly fine.
Yeah, those look good.
The caramelization on the outside, the seasoning, all good. The greens, I don't think they had any meat in them, and I felt like I was missing a little of the smoke flavor. You know, they weren't putting any liquid smoke in it to make up for it. And it's a health food store. You could put a smoked turkey in there. That's fine.
I ain't hurting nobody.
But they didn't even do that. They wanted to go, fuel, vegetarian on it. Okay, fine. They weren't bad. They were fine. Macaroni and cheese. Now,
don't even call it that.
Technically, they didn't lie to me. It was,
the macaroni noodle.
And it was probably cheese. I say probably because I couldn't identify the kind of cheese it was.
What kind of cheese was it?
I don't, John. It felt like they served me some giant macaroni noodles with some kind of Alfredo sauce. Like that's.
Oh, hold up. You said Alfredo sauce.
Look at the YouTube. Look at the videos. You will see it's white. It's white and kind of soupy.
What the heck is that, man?
Man, that's not the mac and cheese that I was expecting to go next to greens and yams. I know that.
White and soupy macaroni and cheese. Soupy macaroni and cheese.
John,
you
saw it, John.
Oh, no.
I was like, what is happening? It was like,
it didn't
I was
look
supposed to go Caribbean chicken, Southern yams, and then I'm supposed to go to Italy? For the macaroni and cheese? Like, what's going on?
I don't know who cousin they had that was from,
Threw me all the way off, John. Threw me all the way off.
Yeah, it didn't look good. The noodles itself were like those big jumbo noodles. And,
why? Why with the big noodles?
Yeah, I don't know what they were.
Why with the big noodles? So you didn't use regular cheese. I guess that's some kind of health thing, I guess.
Yeah.
Maybe. I've seen fat-free cheeses. Stop messing with me.
Yeah, there is.
Okay. And then you use the giant noodles.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't baked.
Nope.
Like, what are we doing?
I don't even know how they made that.
What do we do? I'll tell you how they made it. They put it into a pot and then they just poured this Alfredo white cheese health sauce on top and stirred it up and threw it on the plate.
That was it.
That's how they made it.
Macaroni and cheese.
Can't do me like that. The disrespect.
Yeah, you got to put an asterisk by that macaroni and cheese.
Yes, John. That's false advertising.
Yeah, you're right.
You can't do me like that.
Especially a black business.
Yes. Come on, man.
Health food or not. Like a black business, if your macaroni and cheese ain't how we know it should be, yeah, you got to let us know.
Now, you say a black business, I have to say this. The owner, his name is Purcell Keeling. Okay, he opened the place back in 1984 at a location, I believe it was across the street, and then the landlord was trying to double his lease agreement rent, so he ended up moving to the current location in like 1995. Where he opened that place up. Now, here's the thing, okay? Purcell Keeling, black man. He might be Caribbean. Pictures I've seen, he had dreadlocks. So, but during an interview, he made it a point to say that he doesn't like to be referred to as a black-owned business. He says, why do people come into the neighborhood and they don't ask the Asian owners or the Latino owners, how does it feel to be in the black community? But with him, he is always, the emphasis on the black, that he's black owned. He says, we are a health food store restaurant that happens to be black owned, is what he says.
Oh, man. Come on, man.
Everybody has different point of views. I don't know everybody's story all the time. But here's the thing. I know a little bit about his story. In that same interview, he makes a statement talking about how in 92, the Rodney King riots, everybody remembers? Rodney King was beat and then the police officers all got off. There was a riot down in that area. They were burning down stores, buildings. He told the story that they jumped out the van, ran up to his store, and he was there. They said to him, hey, you the owner? This is a black-owned establishment? He said, yes, it is. And they just turned around and jumped back in their van and went off. They spared his spot because it was black-owned.
He used the black card as a black man to benefit himself, but he don't want to identify as a black-owned business.
Come on, man.
Come on. Why you telling me it was a black business? You shouldn't even said it.
Right?
You don't want to be identified as such.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
Don't use it to your benefit and then try and pretend like it doesn't. Like, come on.
Yeah.
It matters.
It does. And it's not about, like when you say they ask the Asian businesses and the Latino businesses, how does it feel to be in the black community? That's not the question. That's not the reason why it's important to have black businesses. If, of course, your history. We've been held down for so long for having to get business loans to have a business that, there grew a trend to support black businesses. Why? Because it wasn't easily accessible. It wasn't easy for us to get, businesses. So we have to support when we have opportunities to. So that's very unfortunate to hear. Like you said, I understand everyone has their own story, but you shouldn't shy away from or try not to represent your heritage and your culture as far as this business related. It shouldn't be it doesn't have to be the forefront. It doesn't have to be like, come to Simply Wholesome, black owned. Like, it doesn't have to be like that. But if the question arises and the importance of it arises, yes, it's very important.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you, John. Well said.
Come on, man.
And he does so much more for the community. He does events for the community. They talk about how they're worried about gentrification and how their families won't even be able to, stay in the community that they're in, and how everybody's spreading about. They talk about how other black-owned businesses had to relocate and move away because they couldn't afford to stay in the community. He talks about that. He does so much. He tries to employ recent release people from prison. Give them a chance.
It's great.
You telling me those people ain't black?
I hope so.
Oh, come on, man. Come on.
Oh, they just not because they're inmates.
He's doing so much. Yes, it is. He's doing so much for the community, but then he don't want to be identified as a black-owned business. It's too hypocritical. It's contradicting itself. It's just too much.
And look who's in your store.
Yeah.
Like when we were there, that's all we saw.
Oh my goodness, yes. In the middle of the day, coming to the lunch, creating a lunch rush.
Yeah, like
black people supporting your business.
You are the representative for the black people in that community, and that's a large black population where we were.
As long as he's been there since 84?
84. Like, you are, like, for the health food conscious people in LA, you're someone that they think about, black people. So it's very important, because if they don't know, if you don't want to identify as, you're going to lose some business that way. If you really fight that. I understand he said it before, but I doubt he's repeating that.
No, well,
I doubt it.
Forever. It's on the website. It's on their website, actually. The whole interview. So it's there. It's there. Now, back to the food.
To the food.
And the restaurant. Now, John, you had a chicken sandwich, fried chicken, so it cost you extra. What else was on the sandwich, John?
Yeah, well, I guess I went to a health food store, so the chicken wasn't fried, of course. It was like, I guess, grilled with, it just reminded you of that little boxed batter that I guess they put on there. Like a panko breadcrumb type thing. That's what it reminded me of. But yeah, it was on a piece of toast. I was hoping it was on like a brioche bun or something nice, more fancy. So on it was barbecue sauce, some type of mustard. I don't know if it was like Dijon spicy or just regular mustard. Couldn't really tell. But those two are already barbecue sauce and mustard. Before I continue, I don't know why they thought that was a good combination. And then mayo was on the other side. So it was interesting to look at from that perspective. Also had just lettuce and tomato and bean sprouts.
Healthy.
I ain't had bean sprouts in a long time. Boy.
They had to get you with that health kick.
I went right to the bathroom. I ain't had no bean sprouts. Ain't had no bean sprouts in my diet since I was about 22. But that was good. It was needed.
They gave you the plain wheat toast.
The plain wheat, it was dry, man. It was dry.
It wasn't even a thick slice.
No, it was a little thin, crunchy. I bit into that sandwich. It was crunchy. I'm like, it's crunchy. And then the chicken was a little dry. So it just I needed a cup of water when I was eating this. Yeah, I was thirsty. Like them Popeyes biscuits.
That chicken was a little too done. It was a little dry.
Yeah.
If you're going to slice a chicken breast in half and then grill it, you got to make sure you get it just right. Because it does dry out quickly. That was
waiting on me in the back. It was like, oh, somebody want it. Bring it up.
Oh,
it was already. It was bad. It was cool. It was waiting.
So the space is nice.
Yeah, it was. You know, a good seating area. I think was it outside seating too. I felt like it was a little patio.
It was.
Yeah. It was. You know, had music playing. You know, good energy, man. And that's, you know, like I live in the valley of Los Angeles, like where just the community is not as diverse. Well, it is, but not with Black people. So just coming over to our side, when I say that, I mean like, you know, Ladera Heights and, you know, Inglewood-ish, all that. It feels good. So just seeing us, like walking into a business and seeing us, like support us, you know, spend money on us, it felt good. And it was a nice establishment, good energy, you know. So from that standpoint, I enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's nice to be someplace where you're, you know, fully comfortable with yourself, around people that you feel comfortable with. Everybody was very nice, you know.
Yeah.
Really answered questions when you asked.
Yeah, I was concerned with the they have pressed juice with their label on it, and then we also saw pressed juice in the grocer side. They had like pressed the brand juice, but then they also had their own. So I asked one of the guys who was stocking it. I was like, "Oh, you guys have your own pressed juice?" His answer was no, and that was it for a few minutes. I was like, "Well, that seemed a little rude," and that was on a little video. So hope he redeems himself. And he did. He came back over. He said, "Oh, you wanted to know if no, we don't make it in house. We have it, but it's made somewhere else and brought here." So he saved that conversation because I was like, "Brother, man, I don't want you to be on, you know, video saying no."
Saved it.
Yeah. So yeah, that just tells you about it. He thought about it. He's like, "Hold on, I think that brother needed a different type of answer." So
there you go.
So,
all right. So John, 1 to 5. How black is it?
1 to 5, the blackness scale. So yeah, so 5 is biggity black. 1 is not black at all, or you know, you don't get the vibe of a black business. So, you know, based on location, of course, good chance it could be black. You don't know until you walk in. It's a lot of, you know, it's advertised as a Caribbean business, but it's still not, you know, heavily black. But then you see Malcolm X on the wall. You know, you see a few black artists, like as far as their works. So you feel it as black, but it's not like a black. So for me, the sweet spot, once again, I feel like we've been going with this a lot lately, but I guess it's good. It's a 3.
That's where you want to be at. You want to hit that 3. Yeah, we know it's black, but it's not, you know, going into that, you know, N-word area over there.
Yeah, we don't want to.
But I kind of feel like I've never done this before. I feel like hitting them with a 2.5 because of that macaroni.
You lost a half just on that.
Like the audacity of you to hit me with this and call it macaroni and cheese next to my greens.
Yeah, who approved this? Who said that's it right there? That's the mac and cheese. That's it. That's it.
I ain't even talk about the cornbread.
Oh yeah, you did have cornbread.
Almost choked to death.
Oh, it was dry.
Oh my goodness, it's in the video. You will see it.
Ooh.
Oh man,
that's the cornbread block. It's like the old school, like the hot water cornbread.
Yeah, and it was they doing me. Okay, 1 to 5 overall on the business. Now, in real time, I believe you hit them with a 3.5. So tell me, now
Yeah,
that you've had a chance to stew, what do you think?
I
And
know.
now
I
that
feel
you
like
finished your fruit cup,
yeah, I know. I feel like in the moment 3.5. I'm like, that sounds a little low, but I was really, reacting to the food experience and not the overall business. Because I probably should have got something different to eat. I wasn't really pretty pleased with my.
well, yeah, but you got what you got.
Yeah,
I mean,
I
they had it on
mean,
the menu.
it was on a little side menu. It was like if you want to. That was on the if you want to menu, and I said I want to, and maybe I shouldn't have. So yeah, I mean, like I said, the business, what it stands for, the health food for our community, amazing. What you mentioned about the owner, the business itself, though, yeah, I'm gonna take it up to a 4.
Okay,
I'll take it up to a 4.
okay.
I was reacting off the food right away, and I was like 3.5, nothing higher. But 4 out of 5, because it does a good deed. It does a good
Wait
deed.
a minute. I think that's your second lowest ever. I think the only time you went lower is when you were challenged by your connoisseur taste of the cookies.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's your
this
second lowest ever, John. Just
and
what?
I hate to give it. I
What?
hate to give it, but
Hey,
food is a big part of it. So
yes.
we have to go back and try something else. But everything else besides their food, if you go to the shop, great. Prices were normal for anything you're buying. So, and then like I said, good vibes, a lot of seating. We didn't see if they had Wi-Fi. 'Cause it's probably a cool place to come and have a coffee and sit with your laptop too. So
Mm-hmm,
cool,
mm-hmm.
cool vibes, and lots of parking. So no problem with that.
Yeah, like you said.
What about you?
Now, me personally, man, I said 3.5 in the moment too. I also said
Oh
3.5.
yeah.
Yep. And it was mostly because of how they did with that food there. Now, I've stewed in it, I've thought about it. I ate more of the food, because I didn't finish it there.
You reheated it, or you just ate it
I
one time?
reheated it.
Yeah.
I foolishly took a bite of it without reheating it, and I was like,
Foolishly,
I was like, this was stupid.
you slapped your hand.
Let me let me warm this back up. Okay, so you take into account easy enough location, plenty of parking, um, extensive menu, plenty of options. They got the Caribbean side, the vegetarian, the vegan, all of that. Yeah, like we said, sitting inside, plenty of place to sit, the outside patio, the whole field. You can get a smoothie. You can do a little shopping, take some stuff home with you. A variety of items to get out of there. The prices weren't crazy. Still, I'm bothered by the dollar upcharge for seasoning. That's crazy.
I should have bought my own from the grocery side and sprinkled it on.
Exactly. It would have been more cost efficient. So that was a bit much. But the plate itself, nothing out of the ordinary for what we already paying for. And then, but the food just wasn't there, man. It wasn't. The chicken dried out. The greens was missing that smokiness. The cornbread was dry on me. That macaroni and cheese wasn't macaroni and cheese. I'm not gonna keep referring to it as such. I'm gonna just say it. I'm gonna say the pasta.
That stuff.
I'm gonna call it start. Just say the pasta they served me, because that's what it was. So I'm going to stick with my 3.5. It gets points obviously because it's doing more than a normal restaurant would do. But other than that, nope. I'm staying on my original 3.5. It's right where it's at.
Yeah, and notice, guys, we didn't dock this place because of seasoning, like assuming that black people like things super sodium heavy or anything like that. It's nothing like that. We talked about the dryness of items, the wrong types of cheese. So while they're being, health conscious, it's still ways that you can, make your food a little bit better without, being detriment to your health. So we appreciate what they're doing, but once again, just work on some of the items on your menu. But yeah, well.
Wait, you had a meat pie. How was the meat pie?
Oh, I almost forgot about the meat pie.
Yeah, give him. You was positive on the meat pie.
Yeah, see, I think that's what happened. See, it started off at a 5, and then when I ate, it went down to a 2, and I was like, "F everything, man."
You was liking the meat pie, right?
The meat pie was good. I was mad hungry when I started, but when I almost finished, that's when you know it was real. When you take the first few bites, you're like, oh, it's good. But after like 8, 10 bites, it was still good. So I was impressed. I didn't have to wait too long, so they keep them warm. But it was a chicken-based meat pie.
There you go.
Chicken, so definitely, wasn't ground chicken, by the way, so it wasn't like any shredded chicken. So that would have been weird.
There you go.
Yeah.
We could go in for the meat pie. Yeah, maybe it's just we got to get some different items on the menu.
Yeah,
maybe you're right.
And it's a Caribbean spot, so that's what they do.
There you go.
So yeah, so that was good. If you're going for something like that and a drink, because I'm sure their smoothies and their health drinks were good too. We didn't get around to that, but you can't go wrong there.
Everybody was getting one of those.
Yeah. So well, that's it. You got